A Muslim surgeon was stabbed in the neck outside his local mosque by a knifeman who said later, "I hope I have killed him," the court heard. Consultant Nasser Kurdy, 58, was on his way inside the building when Ian Rooke, 28, stabbed him from behind, saying, "This is for what you have done," it is alleged. The doctor felt a sharp pain to the back of his neck like a drill and ran inside the Altrincham Islamic Centre in Hale, Greater Manchester, where he grabbed a chair to defend himself. Jurors at Minshull Street Crown Court in Manchester heard he had not targeted the victim because of his faith, but because he was the first guy he had seen without kids. Mr Kurdy was then treated at Wythenshawe Hospital, where he works as an orthopaedic surgeon, for a 5 cm deep wound, and escaped serious injury. Rooke, who had been taking medication for a psychotic condition, left the scene, and his brother, Daniel Chapman, was mistakenly arrested because he matched the description of the offender. But after he was quizzed by police, they made their way to a house where Rooke was, and admitted to stabbing a man, and that his brother was not responsible. When asked about the stabbing, Rooke told them, "I'll take full responsibility. My intention was to kill the guy. It was me. I did it. I wanted to kill him. I saw a male with 2 children but thought, no, that's not right. I then saw the other man and thought, yeah, you're having it, and I did him. I hope I have killed him. I stabbed a guy, right? I did, he added. I'm all right. It was either my brother or me going out intentionally to kill a person. I don't give AFK if I have to do 20 years in a prison cell." Father of 3 Mr Kurdy, who was vice chairman of Altrincham and Hale Muslim Association, was assaulted at 6 p.m. on September 24 last year. He had arrived late at the mosque and was forced to park further away. In a statement he said, "I saw someone about 30 meters away from me and I thought it would be someone visiting the mosque, but he didn't look like anyone I knew, so I assumed he would walk by. I started to pass by him, but without knowing I felt something on my neck. It felt like a drill and it was a sharp pain. I thought something had fallen on me and it came totally out of the blue and I had no idea what I had been hit with. But I turned around and saw the man. He looked aggressive and angry and he was confronting me. He was shouting at me and moving towards me. I was holding my neck because it was hurting, but he was coming towards me. As soon as I saw him, I ran into the mosque. I saw 2 female colleagues and I was fearful for them too and asked them to call the police. I armed myself with a chair and stood by the door. When I came out of the main hall, there was nobody there. I sat down because I was in a lot of pain. People started to come towards where I was. I took my hand away from my neck and there was no blood. Someone came to have a look and told me I had been stabbed. I was taken to Wythenshawe Hospital and discharged at 9 p.m. that day. Fortunately, I wasn't badly injured and there is a person in custody, which helps me and my family feel safe." Prosecuting Miss Louise Brandon said, as Mr Kurdy entered the grounds to the mosque through the gate, he felt a sharp pain to the back of his neck. He quickly moved forward and turned around. The defendant was behind him. He was angry and aggressive and confronting Mr Kurdy. He heard the defendant use the words "you" and "effing." He also heard the defendant say, "This is for what you have done." He was continuing to move towards Mr Kurdy. Mr Kurdy ran straight into the main hall of the mosque. He was concerned the defendant would have followed him inside and so picked up a chair and headed back outside, but the defendant had already gone. It is not being suggested that the defendant stabbed Mr Kurdy because he was attending a mosque or because he is of Muslim faith. Mr Kurdy became the defendant's victim because he was on his own in the street at the time the defendant decided to attack. Mr Kurdy received a stab wound that was about 4 to 5 centimeters in length and up to 5.3 centimeters deep. She added, just across the road from the mosque stood a male called Daniel Chapman. He is the defendant's brother. He was keen to know what had happened. Shortly after, the attending officers received a description of Mr Kurdy's description of the attacker. They thought the description was similar to that of Mr Chapman. They found him walking along a nearby street and he was arrested. However, he became distressed and told police officers that they had the wrong man. As a result of what they were told by Mr Chapman, police officers made their way to a house where the defendant came straight out and told them he had stabbed a man and that his brother was not responsible for the stabbing. As the defendant waited to be taken to the police station, he made a number of statements about what had happened. He told police officers at the station that Mr Kurdy was the first guy that I've seen without kids and he's having it." His solicitor told police that the defendant had no recollection of the incident and that everything was just a haze. He also said he was truly sorry for his actions. Rooke was also captured on the officer's body camera after his arrest and was recorded saying, "My medication is on top of the microwave. It is an antipsychotic. I haven't taken it today. I'm alright. It was either my brother or me going out intentionally to kill a person. I don't give AFK if I have to do 20 years in a prison cell." Rooke admits wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm but denies attempted murder. The hearing continues.
Where the freaks at?